We're going to be making a turkey today, and the turkey is called the love turkey. And we're going to be using the letters L, O, and when we turn the V on its side, right here, it's going to become a love turkey. And this turkey is done by a first grader. And I'm going to show you some more examples in a minute. But let's get started. We're going to go ahead, and you can use paint if you want to draw straight with paint. You can use a pencil. You can make this with markers. However you want to do it. I prefer just to draw straight with paint. It's a lot faster. In the very center of our page, we're going to eyeball and measure with our eyes top, bottom, and center. We kind of eyeball it. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then we want it to be centered from side to side here. Okay? So we want to make sure that it's here and then also centered side to side, right in here. So if I move mine over, because my paper's a little bit bigger here, there, now it's centered side to side. What we're going to do now is we're going to draw a giant circle in the center of our turkey. There's another example here. You can see how this is done in the very middle, and we've left room at the top and the bottom for the legs. You want to leave plenty of room there for the legs. So go ahead and draw a really large turkey. And I'm about 4 fingers from my top and 4 fingers or a little more from my bottom. So if you're at least 4 fingers, you've got a nice big turkey. You don't want it to be real small in the center. So I've got my letter O. Now I got to write love. So in front of the turkey, I'm going to make a very large letter L. And I'm going to come down vertical and go over. So I'm going to leave about 2 or 3 fingers from the top. And I'm going to start my letter L. I draw a straight line down, and this is a vertical line. And I'm going to go over L. And this is horizontal. So a vertical and a horizontal. It touches the letter O. Then I'm going to turn my turkey, and I'm just going to kind of turn my page, if I hold it here, coming down toward my tummy. And this is going to face the top. I'm going to put a dot in the very center here of this side circle. And I'm going to go toward the corner of my page and right to the corner. I'm going to do it on both sides. So I draw right to the corner. And I dip, you notice I keep on dipping in my paint, and I go right to the corner. So when I turn it on its side, I now have the letters L, O, and then the V on the side. Now we're just going to turn this into a simple turkey. I'm going to take here and make a smaller circle for the head. Now when I draw with my brush, I'm holding my brush straight up. I let the hairs drag behind, and then I'm going to do some fill-in strokes. So I'm just going to go like I'm petting an animal, a cat or a dog. I just go gently down, 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 or you can go flip your brush back and forth. But it should be smooth when you're filling in. Nice smooth. When you want a smooth coverage, all one color. I want the head to be all one color right now. Now I just come on down, and I'm going to make the neck fatter. So if you're drawing this with markers, just draw it a little bit fatter here, and then come on down from here, make it a little bit fatter. I'm going skinnier where it meets the head, right in here, and then I'm having it come down and around. So I'm just adding some more shape to this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding some color in here. I can decide what color I want for my legs. And the legs, if you're going to draw this, you just go 2 lines down, like in number 11. 1, 2. And then the feet are a small line to the back. Oops. And then a little bit longer toes in the front. A little bit longer. This was kind of big at the back. And then what I do is I'm kind of doing a dry brush technique today, meaning I'm not going to wash my brush too much. I'm just going to clean it in the center here. And by cleaning it in the center, I'm wiping it on one side, turning over, And this is just going to give some feather textures. And then, when it doesn't make much of a mark, I'm going to go into the next paint. And then I'm going to make a row of feathers. Now, if you're drawing this with marker, you can actually draw in your feathers. They look basically like sticks. So I'm dipping in my paint, and see, when I dip in, it kind of mixes with that other color, orange. My paint's a little mixed up. That's because all the first graders used it. There. All right, so I'm doing a row of feathers here. Now look, you don't want too many on the back or too many down here on the lower tummy. This is the giant fan that male turkey makes. And I'm going to clean my brush here. I'm going to go into another row of color, and I'm going to overlap a little bit. And I'm making just number ones. And I'm kind of laying my paint and leaving it. If I have little white spots here, that's okay. I'm just laying my paint and leaving it. Flip my brush over, and I do a quick row here. There. And wipe the extra color. Look how I wipe it back and forth, filling in these spaces. And I can bring some other color down here too in my neck. Just wiping my brush in there. Now I'm going to go in. I'll show you how to finish off this beak here. If you take a little bit of orange or red, whatever color you want for your beak, and I'm just going to draw a horizontal line coming out, and I'm trying to keep it very, very skinny at the tip, and then I'm going to bring it back to meet the head. You can make it a little bit thicker. Some kids like to make this the mouth open. That's up to you how you want to make it. And then I'm going to add the little turkey gobble underneath. So I'm just putting some red in, just kind of dabbing. And then sometimes he has this red, and I'm on the top here, and I'm just kind of dabbing this. I'm taking my brush with paint, and I'm just kind of blob, 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 blobbing. Because if you ever look at a turkey, this is very freeform and very blobbed on the top. Just kind of all different texture up here. So I'm kind of just dabbing my paint to give it that bumpy texture. And then I can take my leftover and put it all in my body, down my neck to give highlight to the feathers. And that's basically about your turkey. You just continue fanning your feathers on the back here, drawing straight lines. And I'm doing just straight strokes. Now the last row can be very long, real long feathers here. And I've seen some, if you take white, I don't have white with me right now, but if you take the white and use the last color as white, it blends through all these colors and it looks really beautiful. Just like that. And then fill in, and then you want to fill in all this area. Any area inside his body that you have, and then remember to bring this color throughout your turkey, whatever color you're using in here, give him some on his neck. And just fill in all this. Now, a lot of times we have space in between here that we did not do. Just come on back and fill that in with a color. I'd pick one color, their base color you drew the turkey with. I picked brown, so I'm just going to add brown layer. And these are short lines. These short lines give the illusion and feeling that these feathers are shorter. Because in the turkey body, he has smaller, shorter feathers here. The tail, longer feathers. And you can just kind of keep on adding your layers of color. And again, I'm not stirring like I'm stirring chocolate milk or stirring ice cream soup or anything like that. I'm laying the feather on and leaving it. See, I lay it and leave it. I'm not stirring that paint. And that way you get this layer of color and texture. If you want to put some red feathers in here, you can. So let's look at some of the first grade examples of what they did. Here's this one right here. You can see how we layered all our color here. We did our feathers in here. We put a dot for an eye. Sometimes what's fun is even if you use these eye stickers. These are cute too. You just place your eye sticker right there after you've made your dot. And that finishes off the turkey. And then we have this one here. And you can see the letters L-O-V. That's why we call it the love turkey. And this is really great, this one. Look at this beautiful color. Now again, you choose your color family. This kid started off with the blue. Whatever family you want to start off with. You know, this one is more in the pinks and reds. And then of course the last highlight colors are blue. And then here's another pink family here, right in here. And that is our turkey.